Mazuma TV back in the building, man. What's going on, y'all? Shout out to Mazuma Nation. Shout out to the Mazuma Mob. We in the building as always, man. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive day. On my way to go get it as always, man. I hope y'all doing the same, man. On the road to 2K. We hit that 1,300 mark finally. You know what I mean? We well into the 1,300s. We about to hit that 1,400 mark. Shout out to the nation. Shout out to the mob for making this possible. Check out MazumaMerch.com, man. I got a couple sales last night. You know what I mean? People showing out heavy for the merch. You know what I mean? Get you a t-shirt, get you a crew neck, get you a hoodie. You know what I'm saying? Get you a sticker, get you a coffee mug. It is all available on MazumaMerch.com, man. Thank you very much for your support. Now, let's get into one of the biggest topics that had been released last night. You know what I mean? One of the biggest bombshells that had been dropped on the boxing world last night. And it's about Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? Devin Haney has officially relinquished all of his belts in the lightweight division. You know what I'm saying? Got rid of all 4 belts. He was the undisputed lightweight champion of the world. You know what I mean? But according to Michael Benson and other media outlets, Devin Haney has relinquished all of his titles. You know what I mean? And this is coming into his WBC title fight against Regis Prograis at 140 pounds. So this is pretty much letting you know that he's done with the 135-pound division. He's putting that behind him. And he's going to be looking to be fighting in the 140-pound division. And from what he's saying, the 147-pound division. You know what I mean? So that is his new journey. That's his new mission that he's on. And he's leaving 135 in the past. You know what I'm saying? There's been some mixed reviews about it, in all honesty. There's people talking about that they feel like he vacated the belts prematurely, that he did it too soon. While there was other people that believe that he held on to them too long, that he should have just vacated them as soon as he made that fight with Regis. You know what I'm saying? But regardless of the situation, there's people that split on exactly how this decision that Devin Haney made. And in all honesty, I can see both sides, you know what I mean? But I'm leaning more towards the idea of that was a great move. You know what I mean? I honestly feel like that was a great move for Devin Haney. And I'm not saying it because I don't want to see him in them big fights against Shakur Stevensons and Gervonta Davises of the world. You know what I mean? I want the fight just like y'all do. You know what I mean? That's them 2 fights in its own for Devin Haney is some of the biggest fights to be made in boxing. Some of the most popular fights to be made in boxing. They could generate a lot of revenue from making these fights happen. Let's not get that misconstrued or anything like that. However, I think from a health standpoint, I think it is best for Devin Haney to make this move. You know what I'm saying? Just looking at him during the those weigh-ins, those last few weigh-ins that he had at 135, you could tell it was taking a toll on him and it was affecting his performances in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Watching Devin Haney fight in the past when he was actually like okay at 135, he always seemed to have great conditioning. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't really look like a drained fighter when he had been weighing in. But most recently, especially that second Kambosos fight and then going into the Lomachenko fight as well, you can start to see that weight cut was really taking a toll on him. You know what I mean? Obviously, he's a young kid, you know what I mean? A little bit younger than myself. And his body is growing. You know what I mean? His body's growing and he's coming out of that weight class. You know what I'm saying? He's starting to put on more muscle and you know, I guess like bone density and everything is starting to take its course with that man. So with the weight that he can make at 16 years old is not the weight that he's going to be able to make at 25 years old. You know what I mean? And I totally understand that. I've outgrown the weight class in myself, so I know exactly how that goes. You know what I mean? And I really think that his health takes priority over a fight. You know what I'm saying? Because if it were a situation where Devin Haney were to cut the 135 again and he possibly gets hurt in a ring and that could affect his career or maybe even his life, then a lot of people would say that it was really unnecessary for him to make the weight. So I'm not too mad at Devin Haney making this fight. I mean, moving up in weight. I'm not mad at him really moving up in weight. You know, because in all honesty, those fights could still happen at 140 pounds. You know what I mean? Shakur is not too far off from that weight class, and Gervonta Davis has fought at 140 pounds before. So it's still possible. I'm not like disregarding those fights just yet. You know what I'm saying? But it's interesting how these belts are going to be moved around now because the WBC title, obviously, Devin Haney was champion in recess at the time. Now that he's relinquished it, I think that makes Shakur Stevenson the full-blown WBC champion at 135. In terms of the WBA, I think that's going in Gervonta Davis's direction because, from what I understand, he's a WBA regular. So I think they'll upgrade him to the official WBA super champion or something like that. I'm not sure exactly how they'll go about it, but I think that Tank will be upgraded to the full-fledged champion. Moving on. The WBO, from what I understand, they obviously going to have people in their sanctioning body fight for the belt. And from what I understand, Isaac Cruz is in line to fight for that WBO title against a European fighter by a name I couldn't pronounce, so my apologies. And I said the WBA, the WBC, WBO, that's Isaac Cruz. WBA, that's Tank. WBC, that's Shakur. IBF. The IBF. What's going on with the IBF? Oh yeah, Kambosos and Lomachenko. They may possibly fight for them belts as well. So it seems like these belts already have other reservations. You know what I'm saying? It seems like they're reserved for other people. They just gotta go out and fight for it. You know what I'm saying? So it seems like there's gonna be some new champions in the lightweight division. There's gonna be some new champions in the lightweight division, and the landscape of 135 is gonna be changing. You know what I mean? So in a little bit, we'll probably see Frank Martin get in the mix for that WBC title against Shakur next. Maybe we'll see Isaac Cruz contend. He's either gonna rematch Gervonta Davis for that WBA strap, or he's gonna be in line to fight for that WBO. Lomachenko has another world title shot going up against George Kambosos if the IBF is rocking with it, in all honesty. You know what I mean? If they approving, then it's going to be on for sure. So the lightweight landscape is changing. You know what I'm saying? And I think Devin Haney made a great move in moving up to 140 pounds, not because I don't want to see him make them big fights, but for the concern of his health. And from what I understand, he said that 40 is even tough for him to make. So I don't see him being at 140 that long either. You know what I mean? I think that eventually he's going to be a full-fledged welterweight, and that's where he's going to be campaigning at for a good amount of time. You know what I mean? But that's just a prediction on my behalf. You know what I mean? I don't know exactly what's going to happen. So y'all let me know what y'all think about this, man. That's my thoughts on the situation. Devin Haney has officially relinquished all of his belts in the lightweight division, and he's pursuing the higher weights. You know what I'm saying? 140, 147. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Was this a great move for him to make? Was it not? Y'all let me know what y'all think. Nonetheless, man, this is Mazuma TV. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm out of here, man. Peace.